Well, it's a huge story out there now that the IRS has been targeting conservative groups over the past 3 or 4 years. And joining us right now is Tim Curtis, who is the chairman of Tampa's 912 group. And Tim, I understand you guys got nailed.
We did, Jack. Thanks for having me on. Good morning, Jack, Ted, Corey. Appreciate it very much.
Good morning, Tim.
This started, Jack, all the way back at the very beginning. So any intimation by this administration or the commissioner of the IRS that this is just some isolated incident is an outright lie. And we know that the commissioner of the IRS lies because he did so in front of Congress last year. February of 09, February of 10, we made application. March, we get a letter back from the IRS saying that they had received our application. In August of 10, they send us back another letter asking us for additional questions. Now, on the surface, you might expect that that's not a big deal. Just clarify a few things. But no, they had to travel down a different path. They wanted to know information that was clearly none of their business, had nothing in the world to do with what our activities were. And so now we're being asked to, and I'll use Hillary Clinton's quote, we're being asked to suspend disbelief that this wasn't a targeted activity. Either they're dumb or they think we're dumb.
And what all did they require you to do? Because, by the way, to put things in the proper framework, the 912 group, along with the Tea Party group, was working feverishly to get candidates elected in the 2010 election and managed to take the House of Representatives for the Republican Party, which was quite a coup. And most people attributed that to the hard work of the 912 and the Tea Party groups. And so in that framework, you guys were just getting geared up at that point, right?
Absolutely. That was certainly one of our biggest successes. But I might point out that the reason that we were working to get certain candidates elected was because they subscribed to some very basic principles and values. That's where the 912 comes from, the 9 principles and 12 values. And we don't care whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent. It simply does not matter. As long as you subscribe to the theory that you want constitutional government, then we are on your side. And that's been the case from the start, and it continues through this day.
So what did you do about it, Tim, when you started to suspect or at least see these red flags that gave you pause?
Well, Corey, in retrospect, only do we see that there was something going on here because we're law-abiding citizens. We actually were silly enough to believe that the federal government wouldn't do something like that. We certainly know better now. They've proven themselves untrustworthy. So, Corey, the answer to your question is we answered the questions that they asked us. And the reason that we could do so was because we tell the truth. We don't lie, unlike the commissioner of the IRS. And here's the real problem. The IRS now is in charge of enforcement of the president's health care law. These are the same thugs that were beating up on groups like ours, who are just simply trying to do their civic duty. And we're supposed to trust them?
Oh, yeah, and this is the fastest growing organization in the federal government, the one that is least trusted by the American people, the IRS, and they're going to be in charge of your health care.
Let me point out that Tim Curtis is a Democrat, so they didn't just go after Republicans. They went after Democrats as well.
Well, thank you, Ted. I appreciate you pointing that out. I am a Democrat from the time that I was 18 years old. Now, the local Democrat Party can't stand me because I actually believe in the Constitution, and so they don't like me so much, but I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable in my skin because I believe and follow the Constitution, and that's what we in the 912 do. And to think that the federal government would target you for that reason, because you had Patriot or government waste, stop government waste as part of your mission statement, shows just how absolutely ugly and out of control the federal government has gotten. Now, I might say that this isn't the start of it. It didn't start under President Obama, but his administration has put it on steroids. And the latest example is Eric Holder denying any kind of responsibility or knowledge about the AP story.
Oh, yeah, that's for another day, Tim. But again, we wanted to get your firsthand account, and we appreciate your joining us on AM Tampa Bay, the Tampa 912 chair, Tim Curtis. And Tim, we'll talk to you later.
Good luck with that, Tim.
Thanks so much for having me. Bye now.